Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go on this TGIF Friday morning. Of course, it's been a long work week. We're now eyeballing the weekend. And of course, it's been a fairly long week of North Texas weather as well. Almost each and every day, we've been either near or setting record high temperatures. And as it turns out, well, we're going to do it again today. Another record high, forecasting right up around 108. And again, that is going to break our old record of 100 from back in 1972. But the good news part of the forecast does continue as we head well into this evening tonight, and well, even through the weekend. There are going to be some rain chances that begin to show up. We'll stair step the temperatures down through the weekend, but then as we get into next week, we still have this wholesome pattern change on the way. And again, we're talking about less hot temperatures, milder temperatures, and we're talking about some better rain chances as we get into next week. Again, more on that coming up. Otherwise, this is where we started the morning. This has kind of been the problem throughout most of the summer. Just not a lot of heat relief overnight. Most locations 70s to right around 80. Do notice Dallas Love Field only down to 85 this morning. Again, very warm out the door here in Dallas. Elsewhere, Arlington 75, a little milder there. And again, you can also see up in Denton 75 this morning as well. So we do continue with excessive heat warnings for today. Now, this will more than likely be the last time for this calendar year you see these, more than likely until next summer. But again, you can see for most of our coverage area, most of North Texas, again, excessive heat warnings in effect. Notice our far northeastern counties, though, Lamar, Delta, and even Hopkins County, not included in any advisory today. It's because we've got a little boundary up there, and believe it or not, temperatures in those three counties will be held down ever so slightly. Again, we'll talk about that coming up. Otherwise, clean air alert, ozone alert does continue here, and the concentrations of ozone are becoming more and more unhealthy. So again, if you do have respiratory sensitivities, please do keep that in mind as well. Now, you can see that little red and blue line off in our northeastern counties. That is a little what we'll call surface boundary, and behind it, not that there's necessarily any cooler air, but it is separating the really warm stuff that we're going to be dealing with, the really hot stuff that most of us are going to be dealing with. And again, you can see that complex of storms moving through the Arklatex. There's a little bit of rain-cooled air mixing with that, and it's helping to kind of solidify that boundary. So not even that our northeastern counties are going to get an outflow boundary, but again, kind of a bit of a mix of some rain-cooled air, if that makes sense. And again, their temperatures will be held down by a few degrees up there. So kind of variable temperatures, if you will, across North Texas as we go through the day. But that boundary, again, the red and blue line here, this is also going to be the focus, the way it looks to me, by late this afternoon into this evening for what appears to be a few clusters of storms trying to develop and then move through North Texas as we get into the late evening and then even into the overnight, with activity even kind of funneling down out of Oklahoma. It's kind of an interesting forecast. Again, I'm going to show you the model data coming up momentarily, but some of that may play into some of the Friday night football games. There's the heat dome still in control of our weather, but again, really after today, it begins to break down, move out to the west. And again, we do begin to stair step the temperatures down before we really begin to drop the temperatures as we get into next week. So risk of severe weather with any activity that forms today, tonight. Again, the opportunity of wind and hail. So again, we're going to be tracking that obviously very carefully as well. So the model basically quiet as we go through the day, doesn't do a whole lot with the boundary, but by 8 p.m. notice just behind that banner there up in Oklahoma, there's a few clusters of storms that develop. They ride the boundary down towards the Red River Valley. So for late evening plans, Friday night football plans late, keep that in mind. And then you can see even as we go through the overnight, kind of still unsettled near that boundary. Even first thing Saturday morning, could be a few thunderstorms around. And then with any residual boundaries as we go through Saturday, still kind of a lingering opportunity of rain and storms. But the way it looks right now from I-35 off to the east, that may be the better opportunity, again, late today and into tomorrow as well. So otherwise, high temperatures today, we're all pushing well over 100. Again, there's that rain chance. This is mainly late day heading into the evening. We'll track that and keep you updated on that carefully as we go through the day. There would be your Friday evening, looks quite hot. Overnight lows tonight, basically 70s around the area rather. And then for tomorrow, we're going to be razor close to 100 one more day. And again, you can see also those lingering rain chances for tomorrow as well. But after that, there it is. We begin to stair step down the temperatures. And again, we turn up the rain chances. We're talking about 80s as we get into next week. More on that coming up.